I always like to talk about the why, why I created this program. First off, I'm the mother of two sons, two African-American sons. And I always tell people that mothers of African-American sons, it's one of the hardest roles in life because, no matter how much you coddle them, that, society is waiting for them, and so there's always this constant fear. You always have to deal with school issues, them being marginalized, disenfranchised, all those things that can happen, to them. So reasons why I started iUrbanteen, my sons. And then I was a commissioner in the state of Washington on the Governor's Commission on African American Affairs. And all of our ethnic commissions were talking about the opportunity gap, especially for male youth of color who were being marginalized, dropping out of school, incarcerated, all these things that can happen in our community. And so I'm not one, because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm not one to sit and do study after study after study. And they're still doing that there. And that was back in 2007. I want to make action happen. Entrepreneurs try to fix something. They try to find a fix to an embedding problem. And so I immediately, at the time I was living in Vancouver, Washington. And so I immediately started looking in my own community to see, how can I put a dent in this? What are some of the issues happening? 6 months later, I launched iUrbanteen. I knew from that very first one that we had at Washington State University in Vancouver that we had to keep going.
Yeah.
Because for me, I create things the way I think. I'm eclectic. I'm the poster child for ADHD, right? So everything has to be fast-paced. I know I got to grab them quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Hands-on, fast-paced, eclectic, cool, funky, all that stuff. And when I saw those kids, especially the boys that were in the audience that came there, and you can tell their mothers made them come because they're sitting there like,
I know that
I
look.
want to be here. But when I saw that they started straightening up in their chairs and started listening, leaning in and listening, I knew I had them.
Yeah.
So that's how we started back in October 2011 in Vancouver. And since then, it was a pure grassroots word of mouth buzz all the way down to Eugene to Seattle. So families were coming to our events in Portland and Vancouver and then talking us into launching in Seattle. So hence our launch in Seattle in 2012. Mm-hmm. Now we're in Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, Los Angeles. We had a launch in Sacramento. I launched here in Dallas a year ago, and it's going strong. We also launched in Houston, and next we'll be launching in Austin.
Wow.
So I thought you had 4 chapters, but you don't, because I'm running out of room on my paper to write down the locations.
I know.
That's fantastic.
I am too.
Amazing.
I just got to stop creating all these programs. Probably have the most STEM plus arts program than any other youth program that I know about. And so far, we've worked with over 13,000 youth, and we have about an 86% retention rate, meaning these families, because we're family focused, you might come to our event, you might see grandparents there with that child.
Yeah.
Big brother, big sister, whatever. So we have about an 86% retention rate. So these families stay with us year after year after year, so much so that we have to create iUrban University, which is more for our alumni students who are now in college, and several who have already graduated college and now working with some of our partner companies like Intel, Microsoft especially, So I'm really excited about what we've been able to do, the impact that we've been able to make.